Hi everyone, and welcome to Robo.talks, a quarterly update on Robocash Group and Robocash peer-to-peer platform. My name is Grigory Shikunov, and in the coming 30 minutes, I will present key results for the full year 2021 and discuss performance in 2022. And after that, I will answer your questions. Let's get started. So here goes the presentation. So first things first. 2021 was a good year for Robocash platform and for our investors. Speaking of investors, 9,300 have joined us in 2021. This is 3 times more than in the whole year of 2022. And 2,600 have joined us in quarter 4 alone, almost as much as in the full year 2020. We welcome our new investors. We really value the trust you put in us. And we also know that many join us upon recommendation from our clients. So we are very grateful to those who spread the word. And we reward it too. Check the Refer a Friend campaign details on our website. So our net deposits increased 16-fold in 2021, but this is mostly due to low base of 2020, the first year of COVID pandemic. Amount earned by investors has almost tripled, and again, investors have earned nearly as much interest in the fourth quarter of 2021 as in the full year of 2020. And on top of that, we have more than doubled the amount of loans funded on the platform. So there are 2 important changes on our platform in the fourth quarter. Starting from December 16th, 2021, investors who have purchased long-term loans for the period of 90 days and more receive monthly interest payments instead of a single payment in the end of the term of the loan. These funds are put into investors' accounts. The interest payments is put in the investors' accounts and can be reinvested or withdrawn. Second development, starting from November, Robocash has dropped the limit on minimum deposit. Investors can now deposit as little as €1 if they wish so. However, please keep in mind that the minimum amount for investment remains €10. And we keep breaking our records with 2.4 million euros of net deposits in 1 month. We have now over 22,000 investors registered on the platform, and the amount of funded loans increased 29% over quarter 3. On a group level, we also see record growth. 62% increase in customer base translated into 147% growth in issued principal and 152% higher revenue. The effect of customer base is not linear because clients take repeat loans, and repeat loans is actually where the revenue and profits are being generated. So this is a very healthy development for the group. You can remember that when we were making plans for 2021, we aimed to double our key financial indicators. And it turns out we were not bold enough in our planning. We have more than doubled issued principal, and we have almost tripled our revenue. This aggressive growth has translated in lower than planned net profit because when issuance growth, the first things to follow are direct expenses, which puts pressure on the profits on the short term. But eventually, this is good for the company in the long term because it increases the customer base and increases the amount of return customers. So here are some achievements of the fourth quarter 2021 on a group level. We have surpassed our initial annual goal of doubling loan issuance, as already mentioned. Zymer Kazakhstan almost doubled the issuance. Prestemer, our Spanish company, was performing well with its new first loan for free product. India increased the number of registrations by third in fourth quarter compared to quarter 3. Sri Lanka is showing strong growth in product development and a 10% increase in conversion. Vietnam collections increased by 16% in Q4, and UnaPay grew its issued principal by 176% compared to quarter 3. Speaking about results in the first 2 months of 2022, well, basically we see that the growth trends continues. We aggressively increase issuance and revenues while taking a short-term pressure from direct costs. But like I said, this is a good pressure because it improves the long-term performance of the loan portfolio of the group. We continue to receive questions regarding commercial loans at the platform, so we prepared this illustration of where investors' money goes. Investments in commercial loans, as you can see, go to financing the launch and development of new projects, and well, simple as that. Now, plans for 2022. At the group level, we plan to focus on existing businesses and optimize all internal and external processes. We generate profit on the group level, our portfolio is growing steadily, and we are on track to reach our budget goal of 45 million net profit for the group in 2022. On the platform, we consider adding new products and work on improving our bonus programs. We plan to further develop our investment strategies in order to improve investors' experience. And now questions and answers. And this time, this will be a lengthy section. So how does the situation with the conflict in Ukraine affect us investors, payments of current loans, new loans, defaults, etc.? The conflict in Ukraine doesn't affect operations of the platform and the group, at least immediately. The money invested on the Robo.cash platform is directed to the development of group's Asian businesses, and no money from the platform is transferred to or from Russia. Zymer, representing the group in Russia, is focused on domestic market and is not involved in the platform operations. Notably, Zymer has no borrowings from foreign companies and possesses enough equity to cover all current needs. Additionally, the group's business in Asia has no relationships with Russian banks, thus faces no financial risks connected with the conflict. What is the additive impact of the 3 subsequent crises, the Philippines January Typhoon, Kazakhstan unrest, and Ukraine conflict, on Robo.cash? The 3 events are, in fact, isolated, and the Robo.cash platform is not exposed directly to the conflict in the Ukraine. Events in the Philippines and Kazakhstan do constitute market shocks because they negatively affect the borrower's ability to service their debts. The operational response to such shock includes tightening risk criteria and focusing on the more financially stable clients. This helps to protect the invested capital from increase in non-performing loans. And this approach actually yields results. There was no substantial change in risk profile of the group's loan portfolio. On a group level, default rate has been fluctuating between 11 and 14% since the end of 2020. In Kazakhstan and the Philippines, default rate is around 14 and 15% respectively. And in Spain, the default rate has been gradually decreasing from 18% at the beginning of 2021 to 10% in January 22. What is the setup of the Singapore holding? Who owns it? And what happens if Singapore also imposes sanctions on Russians? Is the holding structure safe? Well, as of now, the holding structure is safe. The group is currently present in 9 development markets. All entities are subsidiaries of Robo.cash Group, holding company, which is registered in Singapore. The founder and the owner of Robo.cash Group is Sergei Sidov, and the group's business in Asia has no relationships with Russian banks and thus faces no financial risks connected with the conflict. Do you see right now any problems for Robo.cash due to the sanctions against Russians and Russian companies? Well, the Robo.cash platform and its loan originators are registered outside of Russia and have no relationships with Russian banks. All their transactions, including loan disbursements and collection, are done through the respective local banks. This means that none of the money invested on the Robo.cash platform is transferred to or from Russia, and therefore, operations of the platform and loan originators are not affected by political tension and sanctions. Will Robo.cash bills stay online if Russia disconnects from the global internet? Short answer is yes. We have employees working outside of Russia, and in any case, we will stay in touch with our investors. With the hope, however, that the situation will not escalate to disconnecting Russia from the global internet. How are people in your company in Russia are doing? Can they live like before? Well, no, they cannot live like before. The suspension of services and companies has a negative impact on the people, obviously. Many feel frustrated, sad, or angry because daily lives have changed a lot in those 2 weeks and keep changing with every hour. But this pales in comparison with suffering of the Ukrainian people. People in Ukraine face loss of homes, loss of loved ones, loss of lives, and we can only hope for a peaceful resolution for this situation. As a company, we provide support to our employees and to family members who are affected by military clashes. We have arranged donations to the SIS Children Village Fund, which supports children affected by current events. And in addition to that, we encourage our employees to make personal donations, which Robo.cash is going to match 100%. And I'm stressing it once again, we all hope for peace as soon as possible. Up to how much you intend to lower the interest rates? In the view of current events, we delay the decision to lower the interest rates. The National Bank of Kazakhstan raised the interest rates in February by more than 3.25%, which makes it highest since June 2016. Will this affect your overall portfolio and the interest rates, short or long term, offered to investors? Well, first of all, our products are not not linked directly to the interest rates set by central banks. They are linked, however, to the broad market situation, and in current situation, we will likely see an increase of interest rates across many asset classes, including bank deposits, for example. We are constantly monitoring the market, and we are ready to follow the trend, and well, namely raise the interest rates on the platform if we see it necessary. Will the recording be saved so I can watch it later? Yes, the webcast recording will be posted on our YouTube channel and on the platform website within the streams section. Why it is not possible to choose amount of money which are excluded from Auto Invest and will not be invested by Auto Invest? Well, if you wish only a certain amount of money to be invested in the portfolio, you can set the slider current size of the portfolio to the desired amount. No amount above that will be invested. Also, please keep in mind that Robo.cash has no manual investment mechanism, so the money you reserve from Auto Invest will stay on your balance. How can we trust Robo.cash? Robo.cash operates within the Robo.cash Group, and it has the advantage of being backed by other companies in the group. Simple as that. And as a group, we monitor operations of our loan originators and can act and take measures in advance if it is necessary. And we have all the group liquidity to ensure that our obligations toward investors are fulfilled in full and in time. Do the funds of investors go to a segregated bank account? Yes, that's correct. The money, investors' money, go to a segregated bank account. It looks like withdrawals took longer than usual. Is that a problem connected to your liquidity, or why are payouts pending for some days? As you may know, we have transferred our transactions to a new provider, a company named 3S Money, and we are currently streamlining our new integration, which may cause delays in withdrawals. This has nothing to do with the platform liquidity or the current economic situation. These are technical issues, and as soon as these issues are sorted out, Robocash will again operate smoothly. Is there a decapitalization process of Robocash due to withdrawn amounts? Is my money protected? Yes, investor funds are safe and are protected by 2 layers of guarantees. And no, there is no decapitalization process of the Robocash due to withdrawals. At the moment, Robocash liquidity covers all the withdrawals, and we work to keep it this way. Also, like I said, the company is backed by a financially strong holding company, which allows us to fulfill all obligations to our investors. What is the default and recovery rate in 2021 and 2022? So we measure default rate as a share of loans which are not repaid after 90 days past due date. At the group level, we generally maintain it around 13%, which is within our business model. Throughout 2021, we maintained an average recovery rate of 16%, and we will provide data for the 2022 at our next review. What is the delayed rate in 2021 and 2022? At the group level, the average share of delayed loans was around 12% in 2021, and as for the platform, the rate was a bit higher at roughly 15%. What part of the group guarantees the group guarantee? All the group, only originators offering loans on the platform, or other? So the group guarantee covers only the loans which are offered at the platform. Putting it another way, if you can invest in a loan on our platform, it is guaranteed by the group. And the group guarantee is essentially a participation in the loan originator's capital. As a group, we have advantage of monitoring the loan originator's financial flows directly and preempting any threats to investors' funds in advance. And as a group, we have total control over our loan originators, and we have ample capital to cover our obligations to investors. And we have audited financial statements to confirm both claims. What has been the net profit or loss of the part of the company that guarantees group guarantee in 2021? The group guarantee is provided by the group as a whole. And according to the group management estimates, in 2021, the company generated a net profit of $31.8 million. What proportion of loans originated by your originators are financed through the Robocash platform? Speaking about the group as a whole, about 12 to 13% of the group loans book is funded through the invested platform. For the loan originating companies presented on the platform, about 30 to 40% of portfolios are funded with peer-to-peer investors' money. What proportion of loans originated by your loan originators are financed through any other financing method? What proportion of loans originated by your originators are financed through the company's own funds? The platform's loan originators get about 60 to 70% of funding from sources other than European investors, and mostly these are companies, the group's own funds or internal assets of the group. There is a small part of external investment as well. What is the group's exposure to Russian or Ukrainian market, if there is any, and what is the projection for 2022 results after adjusting the current situation? Robocash Group has no exposure to the Ukrainian market. Russia remains our key market, but Russian operations are practically isolated from the international part of the group. And there are no ongoing interactions between Robocash Group in Singapore and Russian or Ukrainian companies. So we do not plan to do it in the future. Speaking about adjustments, this year we'll suspend our expansion and we'll focus on existing businesses to excel them on operational level. Will it be available in the next future the possibility to purchase only part of a secondary loan? Well, the short answer is no. We have no plans to change the secondary market in the near future, but we may consider adding this feature in a more distant perspective. When investing in a loan from secondary market, there is often a negative amount of euros shown in the assignment agreement. Is that correct? And could you please explain why? Well, this doesn't look correct. And actually, this is the first time we hear about such a situation. This obviously needs to be investigated. So if you encounter negative amount in the assignment agreement, please forward it to the support email so that we can look into the matter and resolve it. Could you please explain how the risk profile of doing peer-to-peer investments in Robocash has changed due to current events? As of now, we do not see significant changes in risk profile in our loans portfolio. On a group, like I said, on a group level, the default rate has been fluctuating between 11 and 14% since the end of 2020, and there are no signs of major change in the recent months. With a 56% probability, the Russian Federation may declare a technical default on external debts. How will this affect the operation of the group and the platform? Well, default of the Russian Federation will have no immediate impact on operations of the Robocash Group and the Robocash platform. We have no investments in Russian government securities, so there is no risk for us in terms of assets. And we also do not finance operations in Russia with funds from abroad, so there is no risks in terms of liabilities either. And there are some additional questions that we received in our Telegram chat. First, currency hedging. Please comment Kazakh tenge specifically and in general. Well, currency risks are hedged at the level of loan originators. The platform provides funding to loan originators in euros and gets returns in euros as well. So there is no need to hedge at the platform level. Is there need or plans for getting resources from operations on the platform outside Russia to finance Russian business or vice versa? No, we do not plan to use the funds from the platform to finance Russian operations, and we do not plan to put Russian funds outside of Russia to finance operations abroad. For more than a year, I see no Singapore credit that has been late in my portfolio. How is it possible? Well, choosing Singapore, you invest in commercial loans that simply cannot be overdue. They are issued by the group, which guarantees all the other loans on the platform. So you are buying the loan with implied guarantee. So there it is. Let me check if there are any new questions from you on our Telegram channel. It doesn't look like there are. So really, thank you for your attention. Thank you for your trust, and see you at the next session of Robo.talks. Bye.